I've been subscribed to Owlcrate since December of 2017. Unfortunately, I didn't start filming my unboxings until July of 2018. Over the years, I've received quite a few books. Some I've read, some I haven't. Some I've loved, others not so much. For the next 6 months, I will make my way through these books. Welcome to the TBR Veterans Project, Owlcrate Edition. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. So it is almost the end of June, so that means we have to pick the books for episode 2 of TBR Vets Owlcrate Edition. So let's see if this will be nice to me this time, because we have 2 DNFs. So hopefully I won't have any DNFs this month. So let's see what we've got. The first pick is Hotel Magnifique. So let me grab that real quick. So book number 1 is going to be Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. This is an older one because we still have the paper Dear Reader letters. As usual, I'll put the theme and month right down here so you can see that. And now we're going to figure out what it's about. All her life, Janie has dreamed of elsewhere. Barely scraping by with a job at a tannery, she's resigned to a dreary life in the town of Dirk, caring for her younger sister Zoza. We got a lot of weird names. That is until the legendary Hotel Magnifique appears in town. Hotel Magnifique is famous for its astonishing enchantments, especially its ability to travel the world, arriving at a new destination each midnight. So that sounds really cool. Janie and Zoza seize their chance to join the hotel staff, and soon they're swept up in a world of sparkling chandeliers and impossible magic. But it's not long before Janie discovers that beneath its marvelous glamour, the hotel is hiding dangerous secrets. With the vexingly handsome doorman Belle as her only ally, Janie embarks on a mission to unravel the mystery of the magic at the heart of the hotel and free Zoza and the other staff from the cruelty of the ruthless maitre d' hotel. To succeed, she'll have to risk everything she loves, but failure would mean a fate far worse than never returning home. So that sounds really interesting. I don't think I knew what this was about when I unboxed it initially. So yeah, that is book pick number 1. So on to book number 2. We have Bone Crier's Moon. Okay, let me grab that. I know exactly where that is. So the second book pick is Bone Crier's Moon by Catherine Purdy. As you can see, there is a bookmark in here already, which means I have already started this book. I'm about 287 pages in, but for the purposes of this project, I am going to restart it. Because it's been, I think I started reading this in like 2020 or 2019, whenever it came in the book box. I'll put it right here at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, I started reading this and then I stopped. So we're gonna start this over. So I'm gonna read you what it's about. Bone criers have a sacred duty. They alone can keep the dead from preying on the living, but their power to ferry the spirits of the dead into goddess Alaria's night heavens or Tyrus's underworld comes from sacrifice. The gods demand a promise of dedication at the cost of the bone crier's one true love. Elise has been prepared since birth to become the matriarch of the bone criers, but first she must complete her rite of passage and kill the boy she's also destined to love. Bastian's father was slain by a bone crier, and he's been seeking revenge ever since. But his vengeance comes too late. Elise's ritual has begun, and now their fates are intertwined in life and death. Sabine has never had the stomach for bone crier's work. But when her best friend Elise is taken captive, Sabine will do whatever it takes to break the bond between Elise and Bastian before they all die. The first pulse-pounding novel in a new duology from the New York Times best-selling author of Burning Glass shines with doomed romance, macabre magic, and a betrayal with the power to shower the boundary between the living and the dead. So from what I remember, these two are like bound in some way, so it has that oh shit, something happened and now we're bound together, which is one of my favorite tropes, but I can't remember if I liked it or not. So I'm going to start this book over so I'll have a better idea. So now we're going to pick book 3. Goddess in the Machine. I know that this is a sci-fi and that's all I know, so let me grab that. Okay, so Goddess in the Machine is book pick 3 by Laura Beth Johnson. Like I said, all I know is that this is a sci-fi, and sci-fi is very hit or miss with me. But I did end up loving Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, I believe it is, which is like a Anastasia retelling in space, and I loved that duology. I didn't like Crier's War as much, and that's also a sci-fi, so like I said, very hit or miss for me. So yeah, let's find out what this is about. This one has a paper Dear Reader letter, so it's an older one. I'll put the theme and month right here. So now we're going to find out what it's about. When Andra wakes up, she's drowning. Not only that, but she's in a hot, dirty cave. It's the year 3102, and everyone keeps calling her Goddess. When Andra went into a cryonic sleep for a trip across the galaxy, she expected to wake up in 100 years, not 1,000. Worst of all, the rest of the colonists, including her family and friends, are dead. They died centuries ago, and for some reason, their descendants think Andra's a deity. She knows she's nothing special, but she'll play along if it means she can figure out why she was left in stasis and how to get back to Earth. Zade, spelled Z-H-A-D-E, the exiled bastard prince of Aransaid, has other plans. 4 years ago, the sleeping goddess's glass coffin disappeared from the palace, and Zade devoted himself to finding it. Now he's hoping the goddess will be the key to taking his rightful place on the throne, if he can get her to play her part, that is. Because if his people realize she doesn't actually have the power to save their dying planet, they'll kill her. With a vicious monarch on the throne and a city tearing apart at the seams, Zade and Andra might never be able to unlock the mystery of her fate, let alone find a way to unseat the king, especially since Zade hasn't exactly been forthcoming with Andra. And 1,000 years from home, is there any way of knowing that Earth is better than the planet she's woken to? So it sounds really interesting. Again, I'm not really a big sci-fi girly. I do like me some Doctor Who and science fiction sometimes. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know. It could be a knockout. Could be another Heart of Iron that I end up loving. Guess we'll find out. So on to book pick number 4. Dreams Lie Beneath. I think I'm going to like this one because this is by the author of Divine Rivals, Rebecca Ross, I'm pretty sure. Let me go grab that. So book pick number 4 is Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. Again, this is the same author as Divine Rivals, and I don't remember if this is her debut. It might be. I don't know. But she's a thick one. So I think this and Bone Crier's Moon might be the thickest ones, depending on what the last two end up being. But we have a Dear Reader letter, so it's an older one. I want to say 21, 22, maybe around that. I remember I was gonna read this like two years ago or so, but I never got to it. So yeah, we're gonna find out what it's about. The realm of Aznor has been cursed. Every new moon, magic flows from the nearby mountain and brings nightmares to life. Only magicians, who serve as territory wardens, stand between people and their worst dreams. Clementine Madigan is ready to follow in her father's footsteps as the warden of Hereswith, even though she yearns to study the wilder side of magic. Instead, she must record townspeople's nightmares so she and her father are prepared for the danger of the new moon. When her father's domain is challenged by 2 magicians, Clementine is drawn into a century-old conflict. She seeks revenge on one of the brothers who dueled with her father, but as she gets closer to the handsome young magician, secrets begin to arise. And Clementine, once keen on vengeance, must unite with her rival and face the realm's curse, which seems to be haunting her every turn. So that seems really interesting. Again, I've never read any of Rebecca Ross's books. I'm halfway through Divine Rivals, which will probably end up like Bone Crier's Moon and just being put, I know it's in this jar somewhere, so it will come up eventually. But yeah, so this is book pick number 4. Now we're gonna pick book number 5, and I'm gonna be so pissed if it's Divine Rivals. It's not, it's the Gilded Ones. So let me go get that one. So book number 5 is The Gilded Ones by Naimina Forna. I don't remember, I want to say again like 21, 22, somewhere around there. I don't think it's a 2023 book because I don't recognize it. It might even be as far back as 2020, but again, I don't remember when half these books came out. So we've got the Dear Reader letter, so I know it's an older one because it's a paper one and not bound into the book. So it says, 16-year-old Dika lives in fear and anticipation of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she becomes a member of her village. Already different from everyone else because of her unnatural intuition, Dika prays, oh my goodness, for red blood so she can finally feel like she belongs. But on the day of the ceremony, her blood runs gold, the color of impurity, and Dika knows she will face a consequence worse than death. Then a mysterious woman comes to her with a choice. Stay in the village and submit to her fate, or leave to fight for the emperor in an army of girls just like her. They are called Alaki, near immortals with rare gifts, and they are the only ones who can stop the empire's greatest threat. Knowing the dangers that lie ahead, yet yearning for acceptance, Dika decides to leave the only life she's ever known. But as she journeys to the capital to train for the biggest battle of her life, she discovers that the great walled city holds many surprises. Nothing and no one are quite what they seem to be, not even Dika herself. So, interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna like this because I'm kind of moving away from like fantasy, like war books, because that was mainly my issue with Sisters of the Snake, is that I just was not interested in like the whole like conflict or anything. So we'll see how this one goes. So now it is the 6th and final book of this episode. And again, I'm gonna be so pissed if it's Divine Rivals, because then I have to read Ruthless Vows along with it. So let's see if I'm gonna eat my words. Oh goodness, it's the month of thick books. So the book is Witch is Steeped in Gold, which I know is like a 500-600 page book, so let me go get that. So the 6th and final book is Witch is Steeped in Gold, which I was hoping it was going to be a while before this one got pulled out of the jar, and of course the TBR jar is being cruel to me. Again, it does not like me, clearly, because this is like, oh my god, how many pages is this? I'm gonna say 700, 750. It's actually 533, so I think that the print is okay, but this does not strike me as a 500 something page book. So actually it's not as big as I thought it was. It just looks bigger. Maybe it's because it's a little shorter than most of my books that I have. So yes, Witch is Steeped in Gold is the final book for this. And again, it's an older book. I want to say 2020, 2021. Again, I'll put it on the screen for you. It says, Ira Adair has spent her life in a cell. Heir to an overthrown and magically gifted dynasty, she was expelled from her home on the island nation of Ayaka when just a child. But every day brings her closer to freedom and vengeance. Jasmine Carriot grew up dressed in gold and with stolen magic at her fingertips. Daughter of the self-crowned Dione, Doyenne, her existence is a threat to her mother's rule, but unlike her sister before her, Jasmine has no intention of dying to strengthen her mother's power. Sworn enemies, the two witches enter a deadly alliance to take down the woman who threatens both their worlds. But revenge is a bloody pursuit and nothing is certain except the lengths Araya and Jasmine will go to win this game. So not much of a synopsis. So yeah, these are the 6 books that we've got for this month's Owlcrate veterans. So some of them are very thick. Some of these might get, if I don't finish these, some of these might get rolled over into August, but we shall see. We're gonna try our best. So yeah, I guess we'll just get on to the reading part of this video. The book this month is called Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. So that is what it looks like. Hello and welcome to the reading portion of this video. So I'm going to start with Hotel Magnifique. It is July 4th and we've got some thick books we got to read, so we got to get rolling on this episode 2. Otherwise, we're going to be carrying over a lot of books from this month to next month, which I am not interested in doing, or they're going to go back in the jar, which is another thing I'm not interested in doing. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading this and I will update you when I am halfway through. So I am 61% through Hotel Magnifique and I am loving it. The mystery is very interesting. We just found out that the main character is a summoner, which is like the magic wielders in this world, and she's something called a fabricator. I'm not sure what that even means, but she kind of has a thing going on with the summoner named Belle, who is giving me major Sebastian Michaelis vibes. The butler from Black Butler, he's giving like serious Sebastian vibes, and I love him. The tension between Belle and the main character, oh my god, it's off the charts. I'm kind of just like, oh my god, just kiss already. Like, I am to that point with these characters. I'm like, I just need you to kiss. And I want to find out like how the hell she's a summoner, why she didn't know she was a summoner, because summoners, they're kind of like in Harry Potter, where I forget what it's called. I'll have to put it like on the screen, but it's like when a witch or a wizard like doesn't go through magical schooling and their magic like lashes out and like hurts people. So that's basically what happens to the summoners. That's why they all work at the Hotel Magnifique, and they have these things called artifacts that help them like channel their magic into like not harming other people. So yeah, I am really interested to see how this ends. So hopefully this will be a knockout and we can end book 1 with a 5-star. So we'll see. So I have finished Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. So yeah, I gave this a 4 because I did really enjoy this story and the characters and everything. I just wish that the romance had been more of like the forefront, because I really love Belle and Janie's relationship. I love them so much. Like, I need more of these characters. I would happily read a sequel, a novella or something about these characters. I love them so much. I love the world and everything that I'm going to discuss more in my full-length review. But yeah, I really liked this book. But again, I just gave it a 4. I couldn't give it a 5 because I wanted more of Belle and Janie's relationship. I wanted more of them on page. The mystery was good. I did like it. I liked the whole like twists and turns and stuff, but I wanted more of Belle and Janie. I wanted more of their relationship, so I wanted more romance. The book. Let's see if I can get it out. Okay. It is Bone Crier's Moon by Catherine Purdy. I've not heard of this book. I haven't seen it anywhere, so this book is completely new to me. Which means we're going to move on to Bone Crier's Moon. I did find this on Everend, so I think I'm going to tandem like read and audiobook, because it is the 15th of July and I am just now starting the second book, and we've got some really big books, and I want to say Magical Readathon is in August, so we need to get reading, or else there's going to be several books that are going to go back in that jar and I'm just going to forget about them for now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start Bone Crier's Moon by Catherine Purdy, and I will talk to you guys when I'm halfway through. So I am halfway through Bone Crier's Moon, and I am enjoying the story. I am. Don't get me wrong. I love the story. I hate the characters. It's more like I hate Bastian, and every time I'm in his head, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Get over yourself. These two, like Aless, the main character. I mean, Sabine's kind of the main character too, but it's like a dual timeline type book. So every time we're in Bastian's head, I'm like, please shut up. He is so intent on killing Aless and hating her that it just completely clouds his judgment. I'm like, if you guys would just sit down and like talk to each other and like try to see where the other person is coming from with like their belief system and everything, I'm like, we could have this problem solved if y'all would just fucking talk to each other. So that's where I am right now. A little frustrated. I'm living for the relationship between Aless and Sabine. Love them. I love Marcel, which is part of the brother-sister pair that Bastien is friends with. I love Marcel, but yeah, so that's where I am with Bonecryer's Moon, and I will update you when I have finished it. So I have finished Bonecryer's Moon, and I gave it a 2. So again, not great. It seems like a lot of these books in like the first episode and this episode may end up not being very good. Because previously last month we had I believe we had 2 DNFs and a 2-star, and then the rest were fine. But this one, I hate these characters. Specifically, I hate these 2 characters, Aless and Bastien. They're like our love interests, our main love interests. I hate them. They're a horrible couple. It does one of the tropes that I hate most in books and everything. And when I review this, I will go into greater detail. But let's just say it's one of the ones that makes me so angry, and I don't react well when it's used in media. So moving on from that, I figured this was going to be the book because I saw Peace Love Books talk about it. I believe she hauled it, and I was like, I bet that's going to be the Owlcrate book, and I was right. It's not usually. It's Goddess in the Machine by Laura Beth Johnson. Next, I'll be reading Goddess in the Machine. This is book 3 of 6, and it is the 20th of July. So, not doing great. I didn't read it all today because I haven't really felt that good. I felt a little bit better tonight, but I'm really tired because, like I said, I've not felt well all day. So I will hopefully get most of this read tomorrow. It's not that long of a book, so I could logically read, it's only $3.85, so I could read like 30 or 40% of this tomorrow and we'd be in an okay standing. We still have Dreams Lie Beneath, The Gilded Ones, and Witches Steeped in Gold to read. I don't think we're gonna do all 6 this month, which is fine by me. 6 was just an arbitrary number that I picked for books, and if I don't read all of them in a month, that's fine. Like I said, I think Magical Readathon is in August for fall semester, I believe. I've not seen Book Roast post anything about it yet, but I want to say Magical Readathon takes place in April and August, the 2 A months. So yeah, that's probably coming up next month. So I don't know what we're gonna do with these 3 books. I'll probably end up putting them back in the jar, and we'll pick them another month. So that's our current standing with this project this month. And I guess I will see you when I'm halfway through Goddess in the Machine, or if I've DNF'd it. Who knows? Like I said, sci-fi, hit or miss with me. So see you guys later. Okay, so I am 68% through Goddess in the Machine. I'm loving it. I will say that if you read this, the writing style does it does take you a while to like get into the writing style and like realize what she's trying to do through the writing style. I'll just say this, that when she wakes up in the future, a lot of the words that she knows are not used the same way anymore. Like, technology is magic to them now, and a lot of the words that you would think that we use in our English have like morphed and changed over the 300 years that she's been asleep. So I would say please go into this with an open mind, because it really grated on me for like the first couple chapters, especially when we are in the main, not Andra's point of view, but the Zaid, the prince character. It does get kind of grating after a while, but you kind of get used to it, so you kind of gotta go in with an open mind. But I am loving this so far. It is the 30th of July, so I think this is going to be the last book of this vlog. There was a couple days last week where my mental health was at like an all-time low, and I was just struggling a lot, so I came home and like didn't do anything. So we'll just leave it at that. I was having a really hard time at work, and yeah, I was just, my depression and anxiety was just like off the charts. So I have not been reading as quickly as I would have wanted to. So some books will be brought over into August because I was wrong. I'll admit it. I thought Magical Readathon was in August. It's not. I have been corrected by Book Roast herself. It's in September. So, which makes sense when you think that Magical Readathon Aurelium used to be like modeled after Harry Potter and Hogwarts and everything like that. So I was wrong. I will admit that. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Magical Readathon is in September. So we've got one more month of reading until September, which I'm excited because I've got some books that I've unboxed that I am so eager to read that I'm going to try to work them into a prompt as hard as possible because I really want to read these books. But yeah, I think Goddess in the Machine is going to have to be our last book for this month. So I've read 3. I've read 3 books this month. Again, was not a good month. Hopefully next month will be better. My 30th birthday is in 2 days on the 1st. So happy birthday to me. And my mom's actually upstairs making cupcakes for us, for our family. I'm not sharing this year. I took them to work last year and I was like, not this year. I don't want to share. It's my 30th birthday. It's all about me. So yeah, that was my update for Goddess in the Machine, and I will update you when I am done with it. So I finished Goddess in the Machine. I gave it a 4. I loved this book. Again, one of those sci-fis that I picked up and was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I loved it. I gave it a 4 because, like I said, the writing style takes a little bit to get used to, and I will explain this in my full review of this. But yeah, I have finished book 3. It is currently August 1st, my birthday, so happy birthday to me. So I will not be reading the other 3 books, but I will explain what I will be doing. So here are the 3 books that I read. Again, not as good as last month, like in terms of numbers, but in terms of quality, I gave this one a 4, this one a 2, and this one a 4. So we had 2 4s and 1 2. I'm unhauling this one right now. Emily J. Taylor, who wrote Hotel Magnifique, has another book coming out, so I'll definitely be picking that up. And then as soon as I'm able to get the sequel, I will be reading the sequel to Goddess in the Machine. So yeah, 3 books completed for this month. So that is the end of this month's Owlcrate TBR Veterans, and I guess I will just see you guys later. Bye!